So this morning, I'm in one of South Australia's other wine regions, McLaren Vale, at one of the most famous wineries here, at least for us Americans. It's called D'Arenberg, and John Paschke here has been nice enough to set up a blending bench tasting experience for me, where we're basically going to taste through a couple of their wines and recreate, except to my own specifications, one of their big releases, the Dead Arm, which you might or might not be familiar with. So, John, why don't you tell us what the Dead Arm is, first of all?
The Dead Arm Shiraz is our most famous icon brand. It is a blend of our best vineyards, which we put together each year to release as the very best wine that we can make from our Shiraz vineyards. The Dead Arm is renowned for being one of the most collected wines in Australia. In fact, it's the 5th most collected Shiraz in Australia.
And what's great about that is that it actually is about $65 a bottle, according to John's estimate, so that makes it a really good bargain for the quality of wine it is. Where does the name Dead Arm come from?
The Dead Arm is made from, originally Dead Arm was made from vines that suffered from a disease which is colloquially known as dead arm. And it's a disease where one side of the vine dies and the other side lives. And the old winemakers used to say that the best grapes came from that living side of a dead arm vine. And so the really intensely flavoured grapes that came from that vine were generally made into the very best Shiraz wine that we could make. And that's where the name comes from.
Fantastic. So now you've set us up with three different Shirazes from around the D'Arenberg holdings in the area. The first is the 2013 Edge. Do you say it Edge or do you say it?
Well, we have it is the Edge vineyard.
Edge, okay.
But it is going to be bottled as a single vineyard wine called the Solipstic Snollygoster.
So say you'll that see 5 times fast.
Yes, even I don't know what it means. Which will be released in 2 years' time, I understand, as a single vineyard wine.
So look out for that one. And then the two other ones are the 2013 Pine Top, which also comes from a different vineyard, I believe, called Shipsters, from what you said. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. And then the 2013 Brookman. So what's interesting about each, what we've done is we've gone through and sort of taken a whiff of each, and that Edge is from 1898 planting, so some really old vines there, and it's been put in 6-year-old French barrels, so you get some really lovely plummy characteristics that you said are quite typical for McLaren fruit.
Yes, McLaren fruit is much more plummy, big red fruit characters than some of the cooler climate Shiraz or Syrah. And you'll see that pretty much in the McLaren Vale district, these big plummy fruit characters, which makes Shiraz from this area so good to taste. It's very easily acceptable to the general public because it's not too spicy.
And then the other two sort of have a little more of those oaky characteristics to them, even some like floral lavendery kind of flavors in this Brookman. So what we're going to do basically is I'm going to taste through a couple of them. We're going to use this little pipette and this even littler pipette to do some sample blends, and then I'm going to end up making my own wine, and it might or might not be like the Dead Arm. It'll probably be Eric's Arm Shiraz, but we'll see what we end up with, and I can take it home with me. So I'm really looking forward to being winemaker for the day. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you, Eric.